Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe. My name is James Jimmy Hills, and I'm your host. And we are here this morning, literally live in Roxbury. I live in Roxbury, but I'm excited. And I will say, I typically don't ascribe to the whole Roxbury, Mattapan, Dorchester sort of thing, but I was born, came home, well, technically was in the South End, but came home to Roxbury, 25 Greenville Street. I now live back in Roxbury, and I have to say, when it comes to travel, when it comes to living in what my landlord calls Lower Fort Hill, I'm 2 seconds away from St. Joe's. But I kind of get it. If you're from Roxbury, I kind of get it. So anyway, I'm excited today. These are veterans to the Java Cafe. I have had for the past 2 years the opportunity to host what's called TEDxRoxbury. My understanding is it was a vision of Eric Estevez, a community leader from Roxbury. And he with others came together in 24. In 2023, they did their first TEDxRoxbury. And so typically they come on the show to talk about the event. However, this year, we're going to do a little bit of a recap. Here's some evolution of the actual event itself and what they're doing. There's some events, I believe, coming up before next year. And so I also want to give a special shout out to Courtney, who is my co-host as well, who's not here with us today, but I'm going to go ahead and bring in Shelley Gatlin, who I have known for years, and to get her on screen again. I think I can confidently say, I think this is the only time we see her kind of on screen, unless she's doing a workshop or something in Boston while Black. And let's also bring in our brother Bernard, who is all set with his wonderful headphones and whatnot. What's up, brother B? And Shelley, how you doing?
Good morning.
Don't act like this is y'all first time here. Y'all know the drill and the routine.
It's still a little early.
Listen, I'm still there goes Bernard. I'm still on the first cup of coffee, so I get it. So Shelley, you're stuck here with us two brothers. Of course, we're going to throw it to you first to say good morning to folks. And I'm going to ask you to, in one word, tell us all that is Roxbury. Why now, in these times, is it so important to raise it through our stories? And you have to do it after your hello and introduction. You have to do that with one word.
One word. You always get me. One word. Good morning, everybody. I am Marshall Shelley Gatlin. I am a lead organizer of TEDxRoxbury. I help to bring our experience to life, basically. One word? Let me see.
Just
visibility.
So important right now. Okay. Bernard, I'm going to throw it to you, and I'm going to shift it a little bit. So in case you were thinking about your word for that question, of course, I'm going to give you a new one. How important is it now to even more so, let me shift it just a little bit, that we highlight the economics of, Shelley said, so I know I did something there. How we highlight the importance of what Roxbury contributes to the economics of the city and the state. One word.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. I'm Bernard King. I'm also a lead organizer for TEDxRoxbury. I'm the guy yelling in the background that you see most of the time, but I'm happy to do it for some really good people. And my one word is going to be empowering, because as I told you the last time I was here, Jimmy, without Roxbury, there is no Boston. We make everything move. We make everything groove. And we run the city in my opinion, we run the city. As you just was highlighting in your intro about moving back to Roxbury, because I know exactly where you live now. Thank you.
I'm going to leave that alone. I'll just say D7. But What I will say, Bernard, with you here, when you talk about, moving and shaking and there is no Boston without Roxbury. Roxbury contributes continually to the evolution of Roxbury. So let's talk about the evolution of TEDx Roxbury. Give us a little bit of the history for folks that don't know, which I would be. I'm not going to shame you, but if you're not familiar with TEDx Roxbury,
yeah.
Bernard, give us a little bit of the history, and then Shelley right after him. Both of you can talk about the evolution of year. I've seen the evolution of it, and I think somewhere between year 2 and 3, something happened, and our stories are what you all are doing is so much more relevant. The visibility and also empowering is so important. So Bernard, a little bit of the history, and then just your thoughts from year 1 now to year 3.
Yeah, so I actually love this. The history for me personally, I'll give my personal intake on history. So we started off very small, very grassroots. Legitimately, I actually give a lot of credit to the TEDx community. So what TED does is they make you utilize the community around you to build your TEDx Roxbury, your TEDx Jimmy, your TEDx Shelley, whatever you want to do. So we relied heavily on our resources. A big shout out to organizations like TEDx Benson, Benson University or Benson College, I forgot which one they are, because we had to borrow the first TEDx letters from them. We did our first event at City on the Hill School, which is honestly near and dear to my heart. That's where we do a lot of our practices. That's where we do a lot of our behind the scenes events. But also big shout out to the Roxbury Prep School, the Dorchester campus. That's where the first ever TEDx Roxbury in-person meeting occurred. It was very grassroots. It was literally myself, Shelley, I'm going to say in total about 20 other volunteers. And then I'm going to say in total, maybe 12 or 14 speakers. And they really had to trust us. They really had to trust that we could actually put this together. All of us have jobs. All of us, for the most part, have children or significant others or whatever. So we did this on Sundays after church. And as you know, Shelley's dad is a pastor. So she was already in trouble to be going there after church. You know what I'm saying? Trying to leave church early and stuff like that. And a lot of our people are very religious, just to be honest with you. So doing this on a Sunday in, I love Boston to death. In cold, some days Boston, and hot as hell other days Boston. So you never know what day you're going to get. And getting those speakers to come every time to mandatory meetings, to show up, to take, bio pictures and things like that in just in these cafeterias of schools and things like that. This is really, we really, really got to it. It was really the work. That's what we say all the time. It was really the work, but it kind of molded us into being exactly what we are. So as I said before, our first official event, our first TEDx Roxbury was at City on the Hill School. We had to build that stage. We had to create that background that you see behind us to have it be all black and stuff like that. It was literally we were getting to it. We had to put I had all my friends come through. We had to put all them chairs up that you've seen in the room, remove all those tables, did all of the work, did everything we had to do. And then the last 2 years, we've transitioned over to RCC. So actually, ironically, Jimmy was not, we didn't have 2 hosts the first time. Jimmy was not there for our first TEDx Roxbury. He came on for the second and third, hosting with Courtney Boston. So we actually have a real stage now. We don't have to make the chairs ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We can focus on some of the cool stuff that people are getting to see as it evolves. And even some of our previous speakers, they went to TEDx Roxbury this past year and they were like, oh my goodness, what is all this? Where did you come from? When I was here, it wasn't like this. And we're like, hey, listen, but we love you though. We love our first. Our first is our first.
And the fact that they still come back, I know that, just by being involved from year 2 to year 3, and Shelley, I'll have you come in. I know that some former speakers mentor the other speakers. And so Shelley, for you, what has it been like to see the evolution? And if you would like to talk to, and this is understand the context of what I'm saying, the evolution of the power of the message that comes every year. I don't want to say the evolution of the speakers because so the growth and the evolution of the impact of this every year. If you could speak to that as well.
I feel like year 1, we planted a seed and we planted a seed and that seed has grown tremendously. And it's just blossoming to see Eric's vision coming to life year after year and to see so many others wanting to participate in that vision. Whether it's we're making their dream come true by being a TEDx speaker, whether it's them being a volunteer or them being in the room, it's a little emotional for me because it like visibility is big, you know what I mean, in this current climate. I mean, visibility is huge, and to give these folks, you know, a platform where they can be visible on a global stage, you know, that is absolutely amazing, especially when, you know, Roxbury isn't normally seen, you know, and globally as, you know, something worth planting a seed at. You know, it's not worth planting the seed, it's not worth blossoming, it's not worth continuing to invest in, you know, and then if they do, it's like small parts, you know, but we are a lot bigger than that. I feel like with our speakers, they have come full circle for us. If you're a speaker, you know, now they become a mentor. Shout out to Joseph Charles, who with Rock City Pizza, he was in our first year a speaker, and he contributed greatly this year to our event, you know, multiple times. And he keeps saying, what else can I do? Anything for you guys? What else can I do? What do you need? You need me to show up to speak? You need to show up to motivate people? You know, do you need food? You know, and to see that, you know, energy, you know what I mean? He's just willing to help us and understand the mission, understanding the vision and the impact that we have is like absolutely amazing.
Let me ask you, Shelley, to your word, and Bernard, I'm going to come back to you. And, you know, Shelley raises a good point about a Black-owned business, like the good brother, you know, supporting. Shelley, let me ask you, you said visibility in general, as a Black person, as a Black woman, from Roxbury, what in this, the shift as I referred to earlier from year 2 to year 3, what does that visibility mean? Has anyone shared with you what it means to be seen, to be on that stage to which Bernard referred? Has anyone communicated to you what it means, the experience of being visible with their story?
I think Carmen does often. Her story aligns with people who aren't seen, women who aren't seen, you know, statistics, being a single mom early, you know, in your life. And you're not seen as valuable. You know, you're not visible to others as valuable. You're seen as just, oh, she's a statistic or they're a statistic. And Roxbury has so many single parents, you know, striving and working hard every single day for their kids to make a difference. You know what I mean? So they can make an impact in this world. So they can know that they can be visible. You know, there's more to life than our current circumstance. So I think Carmen is definitely a great example of that. And she's doing great things. She has like an international platform coming up soon. So she's doing amazing. You can see her all over Boston.
Let me ask you, Bernard, as well, you know, visibility and empowerment. I asked you about economic empowerment, but the empowerment to which Shelley referred about the visibility, and then you can go into the economics as well from our good brother, and Jesus, I need to finish my coffee. I forgot his name. Brother Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph Charles.
From Rock City Pizza. So talk a little bit about the empowerment from visibility and then the empowerment of the economic impact, because you all employ Black-owned businesses. You all are in partnership with a Roxbury's own HBCU at Roxbury College, as it's affectionately known. You know what I mean? And so if you could just talk a little bit about visibility and empowerment, and I did ask you to some extent because I know the space in which you move, economics, but whatever you would like to talk to about visibility and also empowerment.
Yeah, so actually, I think one of the biggest things for me personally, and Shelley can attest to this, when I joined, one of the first things I said in some of our earlier meetings was, like, I'm born and raised in Roxbury, as I tell people all the time, Mission Hill Projects forever. But I think one of the biggest things we wanted to highlight, personally for me, I was like, in terms of demographics to hit that stage, I was adamant that our first ever TEDx Roxbury had more Black women than anything. I wanted that to be the main demographic that we had, because that has been the backbone for Roxbury for decades and decades and decades. And as we all know, Black women don't get the credit they deserve. Black women from Roxbury probably don't get viewed the same as maybe just women from JP or East Boston or wherever else in the city and stuff like that. So for me, that visibility was huge. But then also one of the things to kind of like, I'll go back to what Shelley was saying. One of the things that really kind of didn't take me by storm, but really took me back was to hear a person like Jake Small speak at our salon that we had in Nubian Square and talk about how his story and how his path to Roxbury was so important and so impactful for him in his life, and how it changed his life and how he viewed things and stuff like that. And he's a black man representing the black men, you know what I'm saying, in our city, but also representing like the black queer community in our city that also often gets overlooked and people don't want to hear about and stuff like that. So for me personally, it was huge to kind of like hear these stories and kind of be a witness to them. And in terms of like empowering the community and the economical aspect of it, we did something that we wanted to do. Like, I'll give Shelley all the credit. Shelley wanted to do this from day one. We wanted to highlight Black-owned businesses in the area. Basically, we wanted to make those vendors be seen and be heard and viewed. We just didn't have the space necessarily to do it. And so I got to give Shelley all the credit, because every single vendor you saw outside of TEDxRoxbury was a Black-owned vendor. Majority of them were run by Black women, as we always like to highlight. And I think they had a phenomenal time at our event. I think for the most part, a lot of them either sold out or got exactly what they needed from it. And again, like this is TEDxRoxbury. This is at RCC. This is not at the Seaport. This is not at Government Center, where it might be highlighted a little bit more. So I was super like happy about that. And I'm always give love to people like Joseph, and also shout out to Rhythm and Raps. They also supported and donated food. And shout out to my man Justin for holding us down as well.
Absolutely. I want to, because there's so much to unpack here, and time is coming up. And I want to also talk about what's coming up next for TEDxRoxbury. But Bernard, I want to ask you, I believe in the philosophy that you can walk and chew gum at the same time. And I'm going somewhere with this. While we have to protect Black women, highlight the LGBTQ community, I also know that, the past few months, right before the election, there was a lot of conversation about Black men in general, no matter your subset, Black men in general not being seen. What has been your experience being around the brothers that are speaking, most of which are Black and brown? We had Massachusetts, not favorite, Massachusetts. What was the title, brother Deshaun? What was his title? Massachusetts Teacher of the Year. Teacher of the Year. We had a lot of brothers. We had brother Jake. We had brother
Andrews Jr.
So yes, and the brother is that the brother that runs? I see his face. I can't remember his name. That runs the reentry program or the funding. He works with the reentry community. Latino brother came
Jay Villar.
Yes, Jay. As men, let me ask you. And I started by saying we can walk and chew gum at the same time. Can we uplift, highlight, and raise Black men while still doing what we're doing with Black women?
Yes. Yes, Jimmy. The answer is yes. It's a simple yes. If you're doing the actual work, if you're outside talking to the people and listening to the people, it's a very simple yes answer. As you know, I be outside threatening people, yelling at people, arguing with people about this all the time, because I get so irritated with this notion that because I'm promoting or empowering Black men, that I'm somehow breaking down Black women, or vice versa, or empowering the queer community, that I'm somehow anti being straight, or whatever the hell that means. I don't understand where that's coming from. Honestly, it's really a closed mindset. I don't really rock with it. And as I said before, I'm outside, so we can talk about it if you want to talk about it.
We can later, but my point there was that I often, if the balance is given a number, I'm 60-40. I'm always going to, Shelley's on here with two brothers and whatnot. I'm always going to lean toward, sisters. But I just wanted to highlight the point of the brothers being seen and on stage, visible, and the empowerment that comes, because a lot of what's shared in these stories is emotions, trauma, feelings, accomplishments, success, joy.
That was intentional. Yeah, having more Black men on our platform, that was intentional. So we wanted to make sure that we had a mixture of men and women, sharing their experiences. So that was definitely intentional. Their stories need to be told, you know what I mean? And every aspect of it. So the emotion, the vulnerability, you know, like our young Black boys need to know that you can be vulnerable and that doesn't make you a punk. You know what I mean? You can express yourself in ways other than violently. You know what I mean? You can uplift another Black man. You can uplift a Black woman. I mean, they go hand in hand. You know what I mean? If we're building community, it goes hand in hand.
You all got a good sense. I said in the beginning, if you don't know what TEDxRoxbury is, I wasn't going to shame you a little bit, but you should really know now. For those of you that knew, you now got an even more purview into the philosophy behind them. And so with that, and y'all can use this if y'all want in the coming years, TEDxRoxbury is more than just a day. I think it came up there this year more than any. There was a chatter of, okay, what's going to happen between now and next year? Like, there's energy. The place was packed. It was amazing. What's coming up for TEDxRoxbury? Because we need this. The speeches are wonderful. All that happens, it is a part of it. But it's the back, Shelley. It's the background that I think where the meat is. So what's coming forefront from the background for TEDxRoxbury?
Go ahead, Shelley. Drop that mixtape.
I mean, she said, look, she got the whole roundaway girl thing going on with the braids, the earrings, and the hat. You better come on, Shelley, drop it. Bars, come on.
So we're looking to have year-round programming, you know, so that's not so we can build up to that full day event. We're looking to create opportunities for the youth. We're looking to have youth on our stage, on our main stage. My vision is us having workshops for speakers and future speakers. So our salons, which we have one coming up July 11th, right before Open Streets. We'll be at Open Streets also. But July 11th, we're having a salon at Long Live Roxbury, 152 Hampton Street. And we're going to highlight, you know, what TEDxRoxbury is. Some of our speakers will be there, Jasmine Red, Rixie, to speak to the art of, you know, being a speaker, the art of what they do and the impact of art in your life. So we're looking to have year-round programming, and you'll see all over, you know what I mean? Because it's really important to continue to share these stories, to continue to share this space and this platform for others. And we're, you know, inviting people to come in and be a part of that with us.
Speaking of being a part, and Bernard, I'll throw this to you. There is someone so very Tracy is letting us know that the live stream is available to also watch on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and search TEDxRoxbury. Fifth Venture over on Instagram said, I want to throw my name in the hat to get on stage. And so there is a process. There's an application process. At some point, I want to make sure we talk about that with what's coming. We can either do that now or right before we go. Bernard, did you want to add anything to what's coming?
Just to what's coming, I just want to highlight what Shelley was saying. So obviously we'll be at Open Streets, but I just want to put this out there real quick because I don't think y'all understand just how big TEDxRoxbury is. So every single event happening in this summer, I guarantee you, I'd put my paycheck on it, I put your paycheck on it, and Jimmy's paycheck on it. Somebody
you don't want to do that.
But somebody from TEDxRoxbury will be there. We'll either be an organizer, we'll be a volunteer, we will be a part of it. So you will see us, you will hear about us, you will know about us. We've been doing this for a long time. Like I said, we all majority volunteers, but we've been doing this for a long time. So you will see us in the city moving and grooving as the summer goes into the winter. Maybe less of us will be outside in the wintertime because it'll be cold, but we'll still be at events though, for sure.
No, that's when we need to do some fireside chats or, you know, partner with Java with Jimmy and do some virtual stuff. I don't know, because as much as we love Roxbury and Boston, one thing that we're known for is cold. But anyway, we're getting ready.
Anybody who wants to do a fireside chat with one of us, please reach out. You know, we're open to those opportunities. We're accepting those opportunities. Please reach out. Absolutely.
And that would actually be dope. Fireside interview style with a TEDx sort of tone. Might, you know, I don't know. Well, anyway, yes, I appreciate both of you all being with us today. For folks that are interested, Helena from the national organization. Oh, Jesus. Helena just is now big time in international, I believe. But she said, excellent platform, TEDxRoxbury. A lot of folks, we have the good brother James Pierre over on Instagram as well. So there's definitely a lot of support in here. So look out for the salons, everyone, that's happening this summer. July 11th is the next salon event. And then July 12th, I'm sure there's some tie there. That is the first open streets. And the first one is Roxbury.
Mm-hmm.
It
Yes, sir.
Sad.
All over here.
Listen, again, as I started off by saying, I don't tip it. Helena clarified for me. It's the National Coalition of Black Meeting Professionals. This is a black meeting, and you got a national coalition of the black meeting professionals in here, bigging up TEDxRoxbury. So shout out to Helena and you all for that. Again, I don't, Boston is but so big. You take a bus ride and you cross 4 neighborhoods in 10 minutes. But it is. It's Bernard, bruh.
I didn't say nothing. Shout out to Dorchester and Mattapan. We love y'all. We can't wait for TEDx Dorchester and TEDx Mattapan.
Wait a minute. When when Courtney and I do the neighborhoods and whatnot, that becomes interesting on stage because it's like Dorchester, woo, Mattapan, woo, Roxbury. So anyway, I'm not going to get in trouble for I've lived all over the city, but I gotta admit, it's different. Okay, with that being said, please, folks, and James is saying good morning to you all as well. Please, folks, go, and if one of you don't mind, if you could just put in private chat the IG or the website where folks can go to get all the information, the application, the salons. We want to make sure that folks also follow them on social media platforms. Please. You can't really, there's only one TEDx Roxbury. So you really can't.
I'll tell you that right now.
I know that's right. And we got folks from the West Coast in here supporting you all in California. And from March 26th, would like to learn more about the fires. I have an event I'm planning for March 26th. Would like to learn more about the fireside chat. See what goes on here in the Java Cafe, y'all. We're going to have some fireside chats.
Lovely.
TEDx Roxbury style. All right, Shelley has put that information in. And so here is the website. I am going to attempt to hyperlink it in the comments so you can just go right there and it can be in your history. All right. I'm one of them guys this morning that had.
Also, Jimmy.
Yes.
Sorry, Jimmy. I just want to go back to the applications request that you talked about earlier.
Yes.
So just for everyone to know, our application process actually begins in October. So you'll notice we'll drop a link that says applications are now open, et cetera, et cetera. It will be in October, maybe late October, but it'll definitely be in October. But more importantly, please, Black people, I love y'all. Do not wait until we have 1 or 2 days left for you to submit your application and then be wondering why we don't get back to you until later on. We are getting thousands of applications now. We are very appreciative of it, but please submit your application early.
Even when you submit it early, like you might not get a response, right?
What does that say? The early bird gets the worm?
It doesn't.
Early, don't wait till the last minute.
Don't wait till the last minute. You don't expect a response right away. You'll get a response once we get through all the applications and the process is over.
Right. And don't go on social media because you submitted an application on Monday and you expect a response by Tuesday. It don't work like that, fam. It don't work. Think about this like the NBA draft. It just don't work like that, fam.
I definitely, I understand that as someone who really wants to appreciate you all, that sometimes a lot of things happen at the last minute, but we don't want this to be the case with it.
But our salons leading up to it, really helps for those who want to become a speaker. You should definitely come out to our salons because you can speak to our previous speakers. You can speak to all of our volunteers, our coaches, and they'll definitely give you some insight and perspective on how to submit a successful application. What does that look like? Even the experience, the overall experience, because the experience is a lot. It's a real commitment. You can't just say, I want to do this and not commit. It's a full commitment. We're committing our time as volunteers and we're very passionate about this. We don't do a janky event. We don't have a janky production. So, some people feel like it's Roxbury. Oh, I don't have to, give full support. I don't have to no, I don't accept that. None of us accept that. You have to come full-fledged, ready to commit, ready to be a part of it. And we don't know, there's no half-stepping over here.
It isn't. And when you got people like Miss Bryant involved and others as well, and Bernard as well, because Bernard is nice, but a couple of times Bernard has been James, just straight face, and I'm like, okay. It is definitely a well-oiled machine, and so I look forward to continually being a part of it in any manner that I can. And I can probably speak for my co-host as well, because you all really, like, Courtney and I are going to do some things, and that entered. I think the first time that Courtney and I were together on stage like that was with you all. She did my interview with GBH, but that thanks to say that again.
Hosts.
So intentional.
Yeah, right. Look at Shelley just said.
Right.
I'm just letting you know these things. We give a lot of thought and consideration to these
Absolutely.
things. So what's going to look best in the community? Who's going to look best, representing us and themselves? Who we can give, a shine to in any aspect. This is a global platform, so we are definitely very intentional about all the aspects of our program.
And Natasha Mason Walker wants you to be intentional, and she said totally completed applications.
Yes, that part.
That's a shot fired at some folks,
and that's why I'm about to get y'all off my screen, because I don't want to no clip to y'all be as shady. But I gotta say that on that other point, So Very Tracy said literally and metaphorically, there's only one TEDx Roxbury.
Say that again.
And a little bit that goes to the standard of and again, let's just close here. The salons will bring you in community and also give you the ability to talk with folks so you can complete the application, so you can raise your literary and metaphoric presentation to present your story. Because I know that everybody that walked away as a speaker walked away with transferable skills that from interviews for a job to leadership to mentoring to coaching. Y'all need to
engagements. Yeah. Even our vendors, though, like our vendors have the same opportunity, and they had firsthand insight. Urban Golf was there. He had the ability to reach out to.
I've seen him outside. Yeah. He was coaching folks.
Mm-hmm. So there are so many opportunities within our program and our events for not just for speakers, but for folks to come in and be a part of community and meet the rest of the community so that we can all partner together. Like we all build each other up.
This is why it's important for spaces like TEDx Roxbury, Boston Wild Black, the Java Cafe, though mostly virtually, even now more than ever. And that's outside of Roxbury. That's just Black, period. But I appreciate both of you all being here. I just want to let folks know that in the comments, yes, on James Hills and Java with Jimmy. This brother, I want to put on y'all radar. Milton, make it out to one of the salons. And he's a powerful brother that was literally yesterday, I think, just featured in Boston Magazine for the switch and the flip that he and others have made within the Cape Verdean community, and really coming out now and pushing this concept of Tudu Juntu, which is coming together, and this is June.
Yes,
Milton, yo, bro, make it out to this, because him on that, y'all get Milton on that stage. That would and this is me saying this to everybody. This is not Bernard and Shelley and me plugging and pushing and influencing. I just seen his name in the story and encouraging him to apply.
Manifest it.
I'm just saying for folks that, whatever, brother. So you got a lot of interest in here. So listen, folks, this is June. You have essentially 3 months. There's a salon on July 11th. Do you have a date for the next one?
Not yet. It'll be in August.
Okay, but this is how you can find out and stay informed. Go to Instagram and follow TEDx Roxbury, or you can go to the website, and I hyperlinked it, yes, on Java and James. The direct link to follow. I'm sure you guys have a subscriber email newsletter page to sign up, and so it's on both pages. So please make sure you just click that, go and put your email address and name in the newsletter subscribe area, and also look out for the applications to drop in October. And also keep in mind that the next upcoming salon is going to be on July 11th, and get those applications in, as Natasha said,
in completion.
Completed. So Yeah, and Brother Sir Collins said, get them together. So, okay, y'all have a great day, and I will be in touch, or you all be in touch with anything I can do to help, and I'm looking forward to next year. I won't be here for July, but let me know about the next one.
We appreciate you, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Everything that you do, we appreciate you.
I appreciate both of y'all. Tell Harvard I said what's up. I think he's embracing it now.
Rudy, yeah. Shout out to Rudy, Eric. Shout out to all our coaches, our speakers, all our vendors, True Nine Accessories, Shelley. We much appreciate y'all. Shout out to Rhythm and Raps, Rock City Pizza. We appreciate your support, your partnership.
And we want to give a special shout out because Bernard also mentioned City on a Hill.
Yes.
And my understanding is that City on a Hill is closing its doors.
Yeah.
And so we definitely want to just recognize them for the space, and our sister Sonia.
Shout out to Sonia. She's one of our previous speakers. She won City on the Hill. Shout out to that Black woman. She's phenomenal. And congratulations to Brooklyn, her daughter, who's going to Howard next year. Congratulations. Big ups to Jose and Sonia and Brooklyn. The
environment, the camp, the community is well. And, most from Roxbury. So anyway, with that being said, I'll talk to y'all soon. Thank both of you for being here. And please apologize to the folks that in the background, Bernard, I had to just let them know it wasn't anything bad. I want them cussing me out.
Listen, man, I stand on everything I said. Shout out to D. Lachey for this wonderful custom gear here. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you so much.
I've been hearing about her a lot. My boy Newton mentioned her. And was she at the
yes,
she was one of our vendors.
And one of the other folks that you all work with, Rudy. Rudy is on Instagram.
That's
congratulations, brother Rudy. Dante is over on Instagram.
Oh my goodness, Dante's dope.
God.
Oh my goodness. Dante is the absolute best in the business. Like his passion and he's dope.
Trust me, Dante is what's this, 25? A few years ago, Dante and I did something and it was amazing. And it's just been, he said familiar. All right, let me get off of here because I'll be in the comments and then we'll be here all day. And I know y'all got work and stuff to do, but seriously, thank both of you for being here. Thank you, Eric, and everybody that is a part of the TEDx from it is. Now, I know people like variety and we want to give people opportunities. So that's cool, but it's becoming a thing now that I'm looking forward to, being a part of. So I'm just going to leave that there. But seriously, it's a vibe. It really is a vibe. So I think with the ongoing things and getting bigger next year, because I think if not next year, the year after, y'all might have to move.
Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy, we work.
You see Bernard go right into his logistic trauma.
The wheels are starting. You see the sweat coming off Bernard, but my brain is moving already. Like we got it.
But that's all right because Bernard's going to run over there with his wonderful sneakers. So anyway, y'all have a good day, and we'll talk to y'all soon. I appreciate both of y'all really. Thank you.
Thank you,
folks. It was amazing having TEDxRoxbury folks in the room in the persons of Bernard and Shelley as well. Just amazing energy. I hope you felt it here. And wow, this red is really redding today. Again, it was amazing having them here. Listen, today is our last show for this week. Tomorrow morning, we will be, one, it's a holiday. Two, as a commissioner on the Black Men and Boys Commission, I'm contributing to the Fathering Well Black Fathers Brunch that is taking place tomorrow. Got to be there at 8 a.m. So there will be no show tomorrow. All right. Next week, we have a couple of great folks that are coming into the room. And also from Mother Caroline Academy and also Pedro Cruz from the city of Boston's, I call it the youth department, but the city of Boston's youth development department. Anyway, y'all, I'm tired. And the reason I'm tired because that was a good interview. Shelley and listen, it's so great to just be able to be in, and I'm going to say this on this We Need to Know Wednesday. We all have to do better at building, fortifying, being in fellowship with those that want to be in fellowship and community with us. We tend to often, sometimes, want to win over, resolve conflicts, and we put a lot of energy into that space to where often we just need to live and dwell. And so that space that TEDxRoxbury has created, along with Boston While Black, along with what we've been doing here virtually, sometimes in person, they've always been needed, but we need them more now, even more so. So thank you all for the support. Thank you all for being with us this week. And we will probably go a little bit. I'm emceeing tomorrow, so I don't know how much I'm going to be able to go live. But we will try to go live a little bit tomorrow. And then next week, don't forget 10 a.m. on Saturday, June 28th. We are debuting virtually. Some folks will be there in person. Our first episode of our mini residency with the Museum of Science. That's taking place on the 28th. And then some of you that may be listening, may be getting an invitation. We decided to go with influencers for our next iteration of our partnership with ABCD Health Services. We have that event coming up next week. And how could I forget? This Sunday at 12 noon, yours truly, along with, and I don't want to say Adonis because we're just trying to make everything happen. But Adonis is supporting and helping. But if anyway, we are curating a appreciation for the genre of gospel music, as June is Black Music Appreciation Month. And so this Sunday at 12 noon at Grace by Nia, we will bring together Angela Elizabeth. Brother Mark is not feeling well. And so I'm going to check in with him, but y'all know I'm about self-care. We talked about men's health yesterday with Jonathan Gates. So if he's not up to it, and even if he feels better, he still got to rest. So we'll let you all know, but Brother Adonis hit me yesterday and he was like, I got you. So that's why I said that Adonis is helping fill any gaps or anything like that. And so I really appreciate him. I appreciate Nia Grace. This is something that we've talked about off and on here and there for some months. And so this is the first iteration of it, as June is Black Music Month. And we're going to appreciate the genre of gospel. Also tonight, the city of Boston, I'm sure it's going to be broadcast on the YouTube channel. They are having the Howard University, I believe, gospel choir for, I forgot the Echoes of something for Black Music Month as well. That's taking place at the Strand. And yeah, right now for regular programming, we'll be back on Monday the 23rd. We got next week is a full week. And then the week after that, we'll have our last show on July 3rd. More than likely taking a few days off that next week, maybe. Vacation time. So, all right, folks, thank you for being with us this week. Just a little check into the comments. Sir, what's up, brother? Good to see you in the room. Needed everywhere. BET snubbed the real gospel. I'm not even going to go into that. Sharon, we'll definitely keep you in prayer. We'll be talking about that next week. Milagro, I haven't seen her in. Mother Lisa Davis from Washington. Good to see you in the room. Also, all the folks that were over. Brother Martin, back from Madison, way back in the days. Good to see you in the room on Instagram. Thank all of you that joined today. I haven't been able to get into all the comments today, but thank all of you for being here. And we will see you. Where is the comments? We will see you on Monday. Come on. There we go. We will see you on Monday at 10 a.m. If not any. Wait, crap. There is a midday Java on Friday. We're going to have a conversation about legally owning guns and firearms. It is an accomplishment for me to have this conversation, but there's been there's been a lot of conversation about firearm safety and women protecting themselves and people, as far as to some, fortifying, things in response to a lot of the sentiment within this country. And so we're going to have a real conversation about it on Friday at 12 noon. I forgot. So it just hit me. So there is a Java with Jimmy on Friday at 12 noon, not tomorrow for you UC members that need your points. Friday at 12 noon, we will have a Java with Jimmy. All right. So that's the next one, not Monday at 10. Have a great weekend.